Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our next video. Dear friends, winter has arrived. Many of you keep saying, I haven't got a bear, but the wind is already here. Meaning you're feeling lonely. Well, if you still think like that, you're totally wrong. If you're feeling alone, just watch today's video until the end, you'll realize you're not lacking in company at all. See this? These little parasites here are actually the closest friends we've ever had. In fact, they've been with us since we were born. Scary, isn't it? Maybe it's because the lice got featured last time, now these guys want some spotlight too. If you're a fan of parasites, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And now, if you're ready, let's begin. Number 1, face mites. Demodex, or face mites, are a type of parasite that are super tiny. They live and work in a place extremely close right on our face. That's why they're called face mites. These are the creatures closest to us, because they've been living on our faces since we were still in diapers. Gross, right? So how can we actually see these mites? Well, keep watching the video, of course. When we peel off a super thin layer of skin from the face, it brings along some tiny hair follicles, light pink, nearly invisible. But under this $1,000 microscope, everything becomes crystal clear. A miniature forest, and deep inside it, a face mite. They have 8 legs, which makes them closely related to other creatures like scabies, mites and ticks. All of them belong to the arachnid family. Lice, on the other hand, have 6 legs, they're a different group entirely. Face mites live their entire lives on our faces. Actually, inside our faces, to be precise. They usually hide under tiny hair follicles, a warm, food-rich haven. The yellowish liquid you see? That's sebum, their main food source. Sebum is secreted to keep our skin from drying out. If your skin is dry, chances are the mites have drunk it all. Ever wonder what zodiac these guys fall under to be this wild? Well, since you're curious, let me tell you, they're born under the sign of the Pishio, a mythical beast that only eats but never poops. Seriously. These things eat but never poop. That's a fact. Mother Nature has evolved them in the most savage way possible. They only eat, mate, lay eggs, and store waste inside themselves. When they die, everything comes out in one go. Face mites live under tiny follicles and crawl up to the skin's surface to mate. At that moment, our faces turn into their honeymoon suite, a literal living buffet. The female then crawls back down to lay eggs. Once she's done, she dies. The baby mites grow up, eat, mate, lay eggs, and die over and over. Over time, your follicles are filled with their dead bodies, so many that washing your face won't get rid of them all. Face mites spread through direct contact, which means 100% of babies will get them when in contact with adults, especially their mothers. While they don't suck blood or cause immediate harm, they do dry out your skin and make it age faster. So having them around isn't great. That's why if you've just had a baby, you should limit how close other people get to your child. Besides, close contact can also spread respiratory illnesses. Better safe than sorry. Number 2, kissing bugs. When you hear the name kissing bug, you just gotta add some romantic music to set the mood. Moa. But why does it always end in blood? This thing shouldn't be called a kissing bug, it should be a blood-sucking bug instead. Well, actually, both names are correct. They're called kissing bugs because they usually show up around the face and lips of humans while feeding. But they're also called blood-sucking assassin bugs, because blood is their main diet. Kissing bugs originated in the United States, but many have migrated and brought a load of diseases to Latin America. In the wild, these bugs often live off the blood of mice. But when living among humans, they hide in cracks in walls or damp places, just waiting for a chance to climb onto someone. Still, they're quite polite, you know. Even when they want a kiss, they wait until midnight to do it. That's how it goes. Discreetly, the assassin bug hides its feeding tube by bending it downward. Probably has to do that so it doesn't get smacked like a mosquito. Its saliva contains an anesthetic compound, causing the victim to go clinically unconscious for up to 30 minutes. Since humans are warm-blooded animals, this bug has even installed a built-in cooling system in its head. To put it simply, as the blood is sucked in, the heat is released, allowing the bug to regulate its body temperature. Whoa, just look at it. After feeding, doesn't it look like a little bomb? Here's a before and after shot. Just by looking at it, you can guess that this bug has an incredibly elastic outer shell. When it feeds to fullness, this shell inflates like a balloon. Thanks to its super stretchy skin, it can suck in blood up to 12 times its body weight. The thing's so full, if it ever pops, you'd better be ready for the splash. Now, if you've watched videos about the tsetse fly before, you'd know, when it gets too full, it will automatically excrete a drop of fluid and stop feeding. This assassin bug works the same way, but instead of excreting blood like the tsetse fly, it releases feces and urine. And the mess it leaves behind? It's murky, sticky, and wet. Just looking at it makes you feel grossed out. But hygiene aside, there's more. The assassin bug is a major disease carrier. The waste it excretes, if someone accidentally rubs it into an open wound, can easily transmit infectious diseases. A bug that spreads disease both from its mouth and its butt? Only this guy. Currently, scientists are still keeping this bug in captivity for research. But honestly, with the way things are, maybe they should just lock it up forever so the world can be a little safer. Number 3, Roundworm, Ascaris. Roundworms are parasites that live in the human small intestine, commonly found in children. They are the cause of stomach aches and intestinal blockages. True to their name, female roundworms can grow up to 25 centimeters long, about the length of a chopstick. Males are smaller and have a curled tail. Probably a familiar face to many viewers. When we were kids, chances are we were all infected at some point, and those mountain-shaped deworming pills were a staple of childhood, mine too. Even if you're confident you never had them, you've definitely met them before in 7th grade biology textbooks. Let's refresh our memory a bit. Roundworms are nematodes, covered in a strong cuticle layer that protects them from being digested by stomach acids. Creepy, right? Hitching a ride and bringing their own armor. No wonder they live so long. That's also why the infection rate in our country is still very high, between 80 to 90%, mainly among children. Kids are not only perfect hosts for lice and mites but also tend to have a bad habit that makes them even more vulnerable to worms. If you're thinking of nose picking, you're wrong. The correct answer is, not washing hands before eating or after using the bathroom. And since it's almost mealtime now, little viewers, remember to wash your hands before eating, or you might end up with worms. Scary stuff. Number 4, pubic lice, crab lice. Pubic lice, also known as crab lice, are parasites that infest the human genital area, especially in men. They have 8 legs and a body as wide as a crab, hence the nickname. And yes, lice equals bloodsuckers, which means this one feeds right in your private parts. Living in such a sensitive area, they easily carry dangerous pathogens. One of the main risks is, you guessed it, pubic lice disease. It shows up as red itchy bumps in the infected area. Sometimes, you can even spot the eggs or the lice clinging around the inflamed skin. Super unhygienic. And get this, these little guys can survive in other hairy areas too, like your eyelashes or eyebrows. Oh, and pubic lice? They can be transmitted sexually. So yeah, tiny but terrifying. Don't underestimate them. Fortunately, in this modern age, where hairy cavemen are a thing of the past, pubic lice are facing extinction. Not only women, but men too are paying more attention to reproductive health and hair removal. Now, poor crab lice? Not even a hair left to cling to. See? Stay clean, stay fresh, look sharp like Cran Mac Thursday, and you've got nothing.